In the last 15 years, I have made a lot of mistakes in my small business. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you my top 10 mistakes that I wish I knew before starting my business. And I'm also going to be sharing resources and tools to help you start, manage, and scale your business as well. Now, even though I've been in the space since 2009, my business really didn't take off till late 2017 when I started this channel, when I niched down, and when I decided to show up as an expert in a specific niche. So hopefully today's video will help you getting your business in the right trajectory, also learning from my mistakes, which I've made tons of them. And if any of these mistakes resonate with you, all I ask is that you like this video and leave a comment below letting me know which mistake resonated with you. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so I'm going to go through the entire list, and I'm going to be looking this way because I'm looking at my phone. I took a lot of notes. So my first tip is to conduct market research. Make sure that whatever you plan to sell has a demand. The mistake I made early on in my career with my Etsy store and in other online ventures was creating products based on what I thought would sell rather than what the market was searching for or needed. So when you sell products that are in demand, you have a better chance of being successful in your business and start earning an income a lot faster. Stop wasting time. Just find products that are in demand and create those products. Now, the second tip I have for you that kind of goes hand in hand with this is to determine your income goal. I never did this before, and I started doing this the past few years, and it has been a game changer for me. So what I mean by that is, for example, if you want to start earning a minimum of $5,000 per month, you need to figure out the price point of your products. If you don't and you start selling $1.99 digital planners, it will take you longer to reach your goal because you will need a lot of sales. On the other hand, a product that sells at $25 or even $100 will get you there faster. This is especially important when you're first starting out because you don't have a lot of traction. You're still trying to grow your brand, your followers, your email list, your credibility. So in the beginning, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get sales. However, if your goal is, let's say $300 per month, then the $1.99 planner and the $5 planners are going to work well for you. But if your goal is $5,000, like I said earlier, then you definitely need to make sure that your products are mid-ticket or high-ticket so you could get there a lot quicker. This is really, really crucial because, doing market research is going to help you find the products that will sell, and then deciding on your income goal, that's going to help you get to your goals a lot quicker. So I want to share with you 3 tools whenever you're conducting market research. The first one is Google Trends. What's great about this is free, and you could come in here and do searches for what's trending in your country. So you could definitely come in here and put in the types of products that you're interested in selling. And then you could just change this to the country that you're in. So whether you're in the US, in the UK, Ukraine, if you're in Canada, etc., you could pick the country you're in and it will give you those results. This is a really great tool to use. The second one that I use quite often is Pinterest Trends. And what's great about this is that you could come in here and do searches for the past year, you could just change this here for the past 6 months and the past 3 months. Google Trends also does the same thing as well. It just gives you for a longer period of time. Now, I did a search here just to give you an example for home bedroom refresh. As you can see in the past year, this particular keyword is actually trending and it's moving up. And then if you go down, it'll give you additional keywords that you could use. What's great about this is that whenever you're creating content for Pinterest, for your business, whatever products you're selling, you could come in here and type in digital planners and it'll give you the actual data for that keyword and it will give you additional related trend keywords. These are the keywords that you're going to be adding to your file name for your pin image, for your pin description, as well for SEO, right? That's the same thing as pin description. You're going to put those keywords in there. And this is going to help you rank on Pinterest. It's going to drive more visibility and organic views to your products and services. If you come a little bit more down, it also gives you a little bit of information on who exactly is your demographics, which is really nice because it tells you a majority of people that are searching for this are females in the age group of 25 to like 64. And then it also gives you popular pins. So if you're trying to find those popular pins that you could compete with, now you have an idea on what are the top pins, and you could start creating similar pins like these because you know that these are working. So this is a really great tool that you should start using on a regular basis as well. Now, if you're using, let's say you're selling on eRank, on Etsy, one of the best tools is eRank. They actually have a competitive research tab. And if you go to top sellers, this has to be my favorite way to find what's trending on Etsy. So normally what I like to do is that I'll come in here, especially if you sell digital products, keep it all. If you sell physical products, then pick the country that you are in, of course. Now here you could select categories. So you could go from, I want to see what's trending on bags or clothing or handmade or jewelry, etc. So let's go ahead and do jewelry just for an example. And then here it says, how many years have the store has been open? Keep in mind, if a store has been open more than 3 years, 4 years, they're not your competitor. Your competitor is someone that just opened recently, a year to 2 years tops. So if I was doing research for jewelry, I would look at the stores that open in 2023 and 2024. And then what you do is you do a quick search. So now this automatically is going to search for those stores for you. So let me go ahead and select it again because I don't know what I clicked on. So I'm going to put 2023. Now it's going to show me the stores that open in 2023 that are doing really, really well. And it's also going to tell me what country they're in. So as you can see, this particular store is a jewelry store, already had 25,000 sales in a year and a half. That's pretty incredible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click here and see what type of products do they sell. So once you click here, you're going to be able to see how many listings they have, how old their store is, how many average sales they get. And then this is taking a little bit longer to load, but you could click here to kind of see their store as well. But as you can see, it gives you all the data here. And then if you click on see store or see on Etsy, it will show you the store. So this will give you an idea of what stores are actually doing really, really well on Etsy and what they are selling. And this is how you do proper market research, especially for Etsy, because you want to make sure that you're looking at stores that just open and not stores that have been established for years and years. And that's the reason why they have so many sales. The next tip is to choose the right market for your products. And I know nowadays there's so many options to choose from. And depending on your goals, some will help you reach them much quicker. For example, if you currently don't have an online presence, you don't have an email list, selling on a platform like Etsy can be beneficial since it has its own built-in traffic, right? It has millions of people shopping every day. This means that you can start generating income much faster compared to starting your own website, which takes a lot longer to grow. And then you're also responsible for customer acquisition, which can be more expensive than Etsy fees. Another thing to keep in mind is that not everything sells on certain platforms. So not everything sells on Etsy, not everything sells on Amazon. So you have to make sure that you are doing proper market research and that you're validating those product ideas. So like I showed you in the first tip was how to validate if a product idea sells well on Etsy by checking stores that have been open maybe a year to 2 years, right? That is a really great way to confirm if that product will do well on that platform. These are things that you have to do in order to ensure that you're choosing the right market for your products. In addition to choosing the right market for your products, regardless if you go with Etsy, maybe Shopify, or even Amazon, my second recommendation I have for you is to start a blog related to your niche. And this is going to help you grow organically and eventually generate a lot of free leads for your business, which will in return convert into actual sales. So I personally have increased my blog traffic from 328 visits per month to 167,000 visits per month in the last 10 months by being consistent in writing one blog post per week only. Now, this alone has helped me gain thousands of new leads per month, increase my affiliate earnings by over 400%, and is projected to grow my blog to 500,000 visits by the end of this year. So imagine how much more your business will grow with 100,000 visits per month. Another thing to keep in mind is a lot of people feel like I have to have 200 blog posts in order to get tons and tons of traffic, and that's not true. If you learn how to properly optimize your blog post, and I'm talking about one blog post, one piece of content could bring you tens of thousands of visits per month. I have one piece of content that brings me 68,000 visits per month. I have another one, which you can see here, that brings me 24,000 visits per month. So imagine all you need is 5 good blog posts to bring you over 100,000 visits, especially if you know how to optimize it correctly for SEO and effectively write the blog post correctly. If you have been wanting to start a blog, or maybe you have a blog but you're not getting the results, I highly recommend that you check out my Small Business Growth Kit. You get 14 programs and courses for only $27. It's a one-time fee. And with this particular program, you get a blogging for beginners where I show you how to come up with content ideas, how to spy on your competitors, how to do SEO, how to find profitable keywords, and how to optimize your blog posts. In addition to that, you get an email marketing course, and then you get all of these additional courses that's going to help you for your small business. So you do get a lot with this particular bundle for only a one-time fee of $27. So if you're interested, comment the word small business growth and I will send you the link. All right, so the next tip that I have for you is start an email list as soon as possible or from day one of starting your business. I personally neglected my email list for years. And even when I started my Etsy business and I started generating passive income every single day, I didn't start my email list until a year later when I said, oh, maybe I should have a list for this particular store. Now, my first year on Etsy, I made about $21,000, and it was strictly because of Etsy SEO. I didn't promote it on social media, and I didn't email my list. Now, my second year, I was able to finish at $86,000. So I was able to triple my income for 2 main reasons. One, I was promoting on social media, and the one that gave me the best results was Pinterest. And 2, I was promoting it to my email list. So those 2 acts really helped me triple my income. Now that I think about it, if I would have started my email list from the first year, I probably would have finished at maybe 50,000 the first year and maybe 100,000 or more the second year. So don't make the same mistake. And if you're currently making this mistake or you feel like you need help with email marketing, I actually have a free mini email marketing course that walks you through the steps on how to get started. So if you're interested in signing up, this is free. Just comment the word email and I will respond to you right away. All right, so my next tip for you is to create a sales funnel for your business. And this is as important as conducting market research and having email marketing. Now, creating a sales funnel is a strategic way to guide potential customers through the buying process, ultimately leading to increased sales and customer loyalty. So regardless of what you sell, Amazon, Etsy, Shopify, your own website, you need to have a sales funnel in place. Now, if you have no idea what a sales funnel is and how it works, well, I'm going to break it down for you right now. So make sure to grab a pen and paper. So let's go ahead and dive into what an actual sales funnel is. And it typically consists of several stages. We have the awareness stage, which is when potential customers become aware of your brand or product. We have the interest stage, which is when they show interest in your products and start engaging with your content. We have the consideration stage. That's when they consider purchasing your products and may compare them with other options. Then we have the decision stage. They decide to make a purchase. And then we have the retention stage. After the purchase, you work to retain the customer and encourage repeat business. This is when you have to focus on customer retention to kind of extend the lifetime value of that customer. So now what I want to do is kind of break down each of these stages and what you could do as an Etsy seller or small business owner to make sure that every stage, whatever stage the customer is in, you are optimizing your business to the fullest to monetize that person and ultimately convert them into an actual sale. In this example, I'm using an Etsy shop. However, keep in mind that this applies whether you sell on Shopify, whether you sell on Amazon, or maybe a different marketplace, maybe your own website. The rule still applies the same. So for instance, for the awareness stage, you want to make sure that your listings are fully optimized with high quality images, that you have detailed descriptions, and you have relevant keywords to attract potential customers, meaning that you're using the correct SEO keywords. Therefore, you're attracting the right people and repelling the wrong people. This applies whether you sell on Amazon, whether you sell on your own website. It's the same rule. High quality photos, really good descriptions, and effective SEO done correctly. The second thing is social media. You want to make sure that you're promoting your Etsy shop or your small business on social media platforms to reach a wider audience and drive traffic to your listings. And thirdly, content marketing. You want to make sure that you're using a blog or other content marketing strategies, which could be social media, to generate interest in your niche and direct visitors to your Etsy shop. This is the awareness stage. We just want people to find our products, to discover our products and services that we're currently selling. So the next stage is interest. And this is why you need to have a lead magnet, because now the customer found you, right? Which was the awareness stage. They know you exist. The next step is how can you get them to sign up for your email list? So we do this with a lead magnet. This is when you offer a free resource or an incentive, such as a downloadable guide or discount to encourage visitors to sign up for your email list. You will do the same for your Etsy store, your Shopify, your website, etc. Now, you also want to make sure that you share your email sign-up forms everywhere. So you want to share it in your Etsy shop. You want to make sure that you have it available in your blog. You also want to make sure that you talk about it in social media, that you have it in your links. This is going to be really important to capture leads who are interested in your products. You don't want to have an email list that you don't talk about. You want to share it all the time. The more often you share it and the more places you put it at, the faster your email list will grow. Now, the next stage is consideration, right? So they found your product through the awareness. They showed a little bit of interest and they ended up signing up for your email list. And now it's time for you to start email campaigns. So you need to send targeted email campaigns to your subscribers with information about your products, your special offers, and new arrivals. And you want to segment your email list based on your customers' interests and behavior. Another thing that you could do that I highly recommend is retargeting ads. You could use retargeting ads on social media and other platforms to remind potential customers about products they view but didn't purchase. Now, unfortunately, if you sell on Etsy, we can't do retargeting ads for people that maybe added a product to our checkout or saw your store. However, if you have your own website, you could do it. And you can also do retargeting ads to people that engage with your, let's say, Facebook account or your Instagram account or Pinterest account. These people that engage with your post, that send you a message, that clicked on any links. These are people that you could retarget. And keep in mind, a lot of times people have to engage with your content. They say about 7 times before they even make a purchasing decision. So it's really important to do retargeting ads because that will keep your business on top of mind for those customers. Now, if you would like me to create an entire video on retargeting ads using Facebook, let me know by commenting below. That will help me understand what type of content you guys want me to do, and I will definitely add it on my list of videos. So now that your customer has gone through the awareness, right? They found your product. Interest, they signed up for your email list. Consideration, you've been emailing them and retargeting them with ads. Now it's time for the customer to decide whether they want to buy from you. They're in the decision stage. So in this stage, you could create urgency with limited time promotions or discounts to encourage customers to complete their purchase. And you also want to make sure that you have clear call to actions. So ensure that your product listings, any marketing materials have clear and compelling call to actions that guide customers towards making a purchase. You have to say, click here to shop now, click here before sales end. You have to make sure that you use call to actions everywhere, not just on email marketing, but also in your listing descriptions and also in social marketing. You want to make sure that you're telling the customer what type of action you want them to take next. The last stage of the sales funnel is retention, right? The customer found your product. They showed interest by signing up for your email list. They showed consideration through all the emails that you sent, through the remarketing, and they ended up buying because you sent promotional emails out, you had clear call to actions, and finally, they purchased from you. Now the next step is to do follow-up emails. You want to send thank you emails and request feedback after a purchase. And you can offer additional resources or discount to encourage repeat purchases. Now, one thing that you could do, many Etsy sellers do this, is loyalty programs. So you could consider implementing a loyalty program or reward system to incentivize repeat purchases and build customer loyalty. But you want to make sure that when you're sending out emails, you have two types of emails. You have the email to warm up the audience, like the person that just joined your email list and they're getting to know you and they're going through all the different stages. But you also want an email for customer retention, because at the end of the day, in order for you to build predictable income and in order for you to have a sustainable business for years to come, you want to focus on not just new leads, but also on customer retention. Because a lot of times it's a lot easier to keep a customer that's already happy than to retain a new one. So keep that in mind. You have to have both type of emails because that's going to help you in the long term of your business. And customer retention is something that many businesses neglect or don't really know how to do, but it's really important that you focus on that aspect as well. So the next step that you need is to make sure that you have a content marketing strategy. For years, I didn't have a strategy in place. And for years, I just posted whenever I felt like it. I wasn't consistent like I should have been, and I didn't strategize anything. And this probably hindered the growth of my accounts and also my bank account as well. Now, what you want to make sure that you do is that you incorporate the sales funnel stages into your content marketing strategy. And what I mean by that is that you need to understand where your customer is, and you need to create different types of content for those different stages. So for instance, you need to make sure create content that reaches more people, and this will help in the stages of awareness and interest. You need to create content to build trust, which will help with consideration stage when people are thinking about possibly buying your product. And you also need to create content for sales, and this will help with the decision stage. This is when they're thinking, I think I'm going to buy from Nancy. So you need to make sure that you're creating content for reach, content for consideration, and sales content. So right now, if you don't have a content marketing strategy, maybe you still are confused on what exactly to do for your business, I actually have a social marketing membership. And let me show you how it works. All right, so I do have a social marketing membership where I help you how to effectively use social media for your small business. And this is what comes included. We have weekly live trainings. And what that means is that every Monday I publish a new video, and I alternate between Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and Facebook. All the information is always updated because there's always new changes happening on social media. So you'll never have like outdated information. We also do monthly live Q&As, which on the 4th of every Thursday of the month, we hang out for an hour or more, sometimes a little bit longer. And you could go ahead and ask me any questions you have about your small business and social media. You also have social marketing trainings inside the course where I walk you through everything you need to know on how to identify your target audience, on how to create your sales funnel, on what type of content you should be creating, and much more. We also have done for you content, which is like content ideas, hooks, trending audios, templates, scripts, and much more. And you will have access to a Facebook group where you can ask me questions Monday through Sunday. So you'll have additional support from me. Now, if you'd like to learn more about the social marketing membership, just comment below membership and I will send you a link where you could look at all of this, watch the video, and learn more about it. Another huge mistake that I did in my business is that I didn't build my reputation. And what I mean by that is that I failed to dedicate enough time to collecting social proof, reviews, and customer testimonials. And these elements are crucial for establishing credibility online, especially in the beginning when you don't have a lot of sales and you are just starting out. So what I want to do now is I want to walk you through my recommendations on how to build your reputation and the things that you should be doing in order to make sure that this is one thing that you're doing on a consistent basis. That's simple. If your customer is satisfied with you and you went out of your way, you provided exceptional customer service throughout the whole process, they're not going to be upset if you follow up with them through an email or a message asking for a review. They will be more than happy to leave you one. The second way to build your brand reputation is to showcase testimonials. So display customer testimonials prominently on your Etsy shop, on your website, feature positive feedback on your product listings to highlight their satisfaction of previous buyers. In addition to this, you can also leverage social media. So you could use social media platforms to share customer reviews and testimonials. And then engaging with your audience on social media can also help build a positive image and attract new customers as well. So other ways that you could build your brand reputation is by providing excellent customer service. So make sure to ensure that every customer has a positive experience with your shop, address any issues promptly and professionally. Excellent customer service can lead to positive reviews and repeat business. And obviously, it's all about the brand experience, right? Another way is by highlighting user-generating content. So if customers share photos or stories featuring your products, ask for permission to showcase them on your shop or social media. User-generated content acts as authentic social proof and can resonate well with potential buyers. And this one is not for Etsy, but this is more if you have your own website. Offer incentives for feedback. So consider offering a small discount or a special offer in exchange for a review. Now, this is frowned upon Etsy, so you don't want to do this on Etsy, but you could do this on your own website. I have done it on my website, on my programs that I offer, and this can motivate customers to leave feedback and improve your business visibility and credibility. Lastly, another great way to manage your brand reputation is to monitor and respond to reviews. Regularly check and respond to reviews on your Etsy shop, on your website. You want to address both positive and negative feedback professionally, and engaging with reviews shows that you value customer input and are committed to improving your business. I also don't recommend, like, if you get a bad review, let's say on your store, on your Etsy shop, to publicly respond on the review section. That's not supposed to be like a dialogue where you're talking to the customer. If you want the customer to change your review or if you want to fix your issue, make sure to message them privately. And then also make sure to share your reviews on your website, on social media, on a regular basis. And lastly, what I recommend is creating a folder of every year and then every month. So you'll have January, February, March, April, May, so on. And every time you get reviews, every week, any reviews you get, you drop them in that folder. This is to keep your reviews, one, organized, right? And two, at any given moment, if you need to create a story and post some reviews, you know where to find them and you'll be able to find the most current ones. So these are all the things that you could do to manage your brand reputation. Make sure you do so because it's really, really crucial for the success of your business for years to come. The next tip I have for you is to invest in marketing. And one of the biggest mistakes that I did originally in my business is that I was everywhere. One minute I was doing SEO services, the next minute I was teaching people how to blog, the next minute I was teaching people how to sell on eBay, the next minute I was trying to sell on Amazon, and I pretty much did everything online. Well, that actually gave me a leg up the years later because now I understand different aspects of digital marketing. At the same time, it hindered my growth because I was all over the place and I wasn't intentional with my business and what I needed to do. So when I say invest in marketing is making sure that you are intentional with what you're doing with your business every single day. And the things that you should be investing in is content marketing, right? So creating valuable and relevant content that resonates with your audience. And this could include like blog posts, videos, infographics, and guides. And content marketing is going to help you establish your brand as an authority and attract potential customers. That's a huge one. Also, leveraging platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. These are free platforms that you could use to drive tons and tons of free traffic to your business. I'll give you an example. I started a new account 68 days ago on Instagram. This is a new account that I didn't share with anyone. This is a new account that no one knows if I'm credible or not. And I have been able to make over $15,000 now with that account. So that shows you the power of social media. I also didn't use paid advertisement on that account yet. So it has been all organic growth. So it does work and it's free. So why not use it? In addition to that, make sure you're using email marketing. So build and nurture an email list to communicate directly with your audience. Make sure that you send targeted email campaigns. Make sure that you offer value. Make sure that you offer special promotions, updates, educational content. But most importantly, make sure that you appreciate the people that are in your list. In addition to that, other marketing methods that you could invest in is search engine optimization. So if you have an Etsy shop, making sure that you have fully optimized it for SEO, or if you have a website, the same goes, because that will improve your website's visibility and drive organic traffic. And if you have money to allocate, do paid advertisement. That is one of the quickest way to get more eyeballs for your products and services, especially when you are first starting out and if you want to scale at a faster rate. Okay, so another huge mistake that I didn't do is I never set up professional branding. And this is really, really important, especially nowadays that there's so many businesses, especially on Etsy, that are selling very similar products. You want to consider hiring a designer for original branding and trademarking your logo for protection. Avoid using a Canva logo as it is generic and widely used. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the same logo in multiple stores. So instead, hire an expert to create something unique and special for your brand. It will cost you a little bit more, but it will definitely help you build a memorable brand. It will help you stand out from everybody else, and it will make you look more professional for sure. The next tip I have for you is to make sure to get a domain email. Now, I always had a domain email because of the fact that I have my blog, and I had my blog since 2009. So I went ahead and set up my domain email from it. However, one thing that I failed to do is use my domain email in several different ways. I was just using the same domain email, which is info@nancybadillo.com. I didn't realize that you could create different domain emails for like your team players. I was also for a long time sharing my regular Gmail account, even though I had a domain email. So there's a lot of things that I would do differently. One of them is have your main domain email, and 2, set up additional ones for different roles for team members or just for you to kind of keep yourself organized. One could be support@yourdomain.com. Another one could be info@yourdomain.com. Another one could be customer service@yourdomain.com, etc. You get the point. You can also use different domains for different roles of people that you hire. So I have a VA that I've had now for a year and a half, and she does a really great job of reminding me the benefits of using it. And she has her own domain from my domain address. Other things to keep in mind that when you have a domain email, it helps with reduce the risk of spam of people attacking your domain because it's a lot harder for them to do that. Two, a lot of tools out there like ConvertKit, when you're setting up your email marketing, they want you to have a domain email. They won't accept a regular Gmail. So there are a lot of tools that will require a domain email. Not only do you look more professional when you send out an email, it just looks nicer, right? To include that email in your business card, to include it in your website, to give it to customers when you're talking to them. It just looks more professional, like you got your stuff together, even if you don't. And then also helps you to simplify your branding. So if you don't have one at the moment, I absolutely recommend getting one. If you would like me to do a tutorial on how to create a domain email and how to set it up and how to create different accounts with the domain email, comment below, let me know, and I will add it to my list of videos. So another huge mistake that I made in my business for years was that I'd never tracked all of my expenses and I never managed my taxes. And I used to wait till like last minute in April to do my taxes. And I would take a whole weekend trying to look for screenshots, receipts, trying to add everything up. I will always owe money at the end of the year. It was just horrible. So I'm not a tax accountant, so I just want to say that as a disclaimer, but I am going to share some of the things that I do now that really, really helps me track everything. So I actually use a Notion template where I track all of my expenses in there. And I also track my tax payments in there as well. And one of the things that I highly recommend, I'm looking at my notes over here, is for you to set up a tax account. So that way you can manage your taxes effectively. And you will need to set that up with the IRS. So if you have to obtain something called the Employee Identification Number, EIN. And if you don't already have one, you can actually apply one through the IRS website. Now, this is the number that is identified towards your business for tax purposes. That's what it's used for. So if you go to the IRS website and you create an account, this is going to allow you to manage your taxes every month. So essentially, this is what I do. I do estimated monthly payments. You could do quarterly taxes as well if you want to. I do them monthly. So what I normally do is through all of my different income streams, whether that's Amazon, Etsy, YouTube, Teachable for my courses, all of them, I have them to pay me once a month. I don't do like weekly, every other day. It's just easier if I get all my money on the first of every month. So let's say that month I end up at $33,000. So what I end up doing is from the $33,000 that I just collected, I take 40% from there and I make an estimated payment. That's what it's called. I go to the IRS website, I log into my account and I make a payment every single month before I pay my bills, before I pay anyone else, before I put money back in my business. I pay the IRS. That's the first thing I do. This helps me avoid penalties. It helps me avoid owing money. A lot of times I'll get money back. Sometimes I don't, depending on how much money I made that year, depending on my expenses, etc. But it's just going to make your life so much easier. I also feel like when you change your structure of getting paid once a month, if you're able to, because I understand some people are not able to do that and they need their money every day or every so often, like every week. So I understand that. But if you're able to do it once a month, it's just so much easier because you got paid this amount of money. You could take that 40%, make an estimated payment, and then the rest is for you to invest back in your business, paying your employees, etc. Right? So that is the way that I do it. And then tracking all of your expenses, you want to make sure that you're tracking everything from business expenses, home office deductions, anything that you buy for your business, memberships, any tools that you use, track all of that. And you should have, whether it's Notion template or you use Excel, you should have something that you're tracking every month, the things that you're using, because there are things that I use maybe for 3 months I try it out and then I stop the membership because I could care less about the tool. But you want to track that because those are 3 months that you paid. So you want to make sure at the end of the year, you're counting that towards your taxes. But you want to make sure that you start doing this on a regular basis. I do this on the first of every month. I have it in my calendar. This is the first thing I do. As soon as I get paid, I go pay my taxes and I manage everything else. I track my expenses for that month and I save it just to make sure by the end of the year, when it's tax season, I have everything on a spreadsheet. It's going to save you so much time and headache trying to find all this information. And you're going to actually look forward to doing your taxes versus the opposite. Another mistake that I made was not documenting everything. And this goes in different ways, actually. So maintaining throughout and detailed records of processes, decisions, and strategy is going to be crucial for the long-term success and growth of your business. So effective documentation not only serves as a reference for future actions, but it's also going to help you facilitate continuous improvement. It's going to provide insights into your business evolution, and it's going to support strategic decision making. I wish that when I started back in 2007, because I hit rock bottom, I lost my home, I went through a bankruptcy, and I had to drop out of DePaul University. I wish I would have documented how I felt. I wish I would have documented the process of me starting my new business, I wish I would have documented when I Google online how to make money online because I was trying to save my home. I wish I would have documented when I turned in my keys of my home, when somebody came and broke into my home that I had just turned in the keys and stole all the copper of the walls. And I wish I would have documented all the nights that I stayed up crying and trying to figure out how to get myself out of the mess that I created, because I just went through a bankruptcy. I just went through a foreclosure. I have bad credit. I can't even get a loan for school. I have to start school all over again. I wish I had documented all of that, because it would be really great to read how I felt, to see the process of what I was doing at that moment. So if you have not done that in your business yet and you're starting, or maybe you have already started like myself, I do recommend to reflect on your business. I do recommend to write down your strategies. What are you doing now for your business? Is it helping? Is it not helping? What have you found that works for you? All of this stuff makes you reflect and makes you make better decisions in your business and propel your business to the right direction. But also it helps to showcase other people that, you're reading my chapter 30, but if you only knew chapter 1, right? I wish there was pictures that I could show you of my little corner. I didn't even have an office for years. I didn't have an office. Eventually, when I did have an office, I had to give it to my son because he was born. So, people might see my office now and they might be like, oh, you have a nice office. But if you only knew how I started, right? So documenting everything, I believe, is one of those things that you should do as a business owner in all facets of your business, including photos and videos, and documenting how you truly feel. Because it's pretty amazing to be able to read that back. I have documentation now of my last 5-6 years. And sometimes I go and read it and I'm like, wow, my mindset was really small, or I really thought about myself very negative, or I really cringe, when I read that, how I spoke about myself, how badly I spoke about myself. You'd be surprised. All right, so there you have it. 10 tips that I wish I knew before I started my small business journey. And if you have made it all the way to the end, because I know this video was super, super long, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting my channel. The best way to support my channel is to like and comment, but especially watching the videos all the way through. So if you watched it all the way through, please leave a comment below. I would love to personally thank you myself. And if you're ready to grow an impactful online business, make sure to watch these additional videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.